News at 7.
Well, the holidays are the season of giving. Of course, a new study shows more than half of the households donate something to charity. Financial expert Chase Wilsley is here with the tips to keep in mind. Chase, good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. Can't believe it's already the holidays.
Christmas decorations already. And just did Halloween. I can't keep up with this. Okay, so last year Americans gave more than $427 billion. That's a lot. Who's giving all of this money? Is it all corporations? Is it individuals? Who is it?
Yeah, of course, and it was nice to see it was about a 1% increase from last year, 2017. And individuals are actually make up the biggest portion of it, about 68%. Corporations make up a little bit less. Last year they donated about $20.5 billion. But there are some awesome things that corporations do. About 65% of Fortune 500 companies actually have a matching program. So Google, for example, matched up to $12,000 in donations that people make, or employees. GE and Bank of America about $5,000. So make sure if you have a Fortune 500 company, see if they have a matching program if you like to give to charity.
Yeah, that's excellent. That's a good idea to ask about. Where do people donate the most? I know a lot of people give back to their church, a homeless facility perhaps. What ranks top?
Yeah, so religion and education are actually the top two, and then like human services, that's up there as well, and grant making, or like kind of Make-A-Wish Foundation type things like that. Another one that's actually been seeing a big increase is for animals and the environment. So those are ones that haven't cracked the top 5 yet, but they're actually growing quite nicely.
So most people like to give because they're kind and they want to help out, but there are some, there's also the benefits of it, and business-wise, and there are tax deductions that can be a benefit. Those rules tend to change a lot, right? And now there's new changes. What are they?
Yeah, so what we saw was a change in the tax code in 2017, actually.
Right.
And what had happened was we saw a near doubling in the standard deduction. And also we saw limitations on state and local taxes, and a reduction in mortgage interest deduction. Really hurt people a lot here in California. But what it meant was that now about more than half of those people that were itemizing, they're not itemizing anymore. They just take the standard deduction, which makes those charitable donations not tax deductible.
Interesting. With the tax changes, what happens to charitable giving? Do you think it'll go up, down, stay the same? Well,
so I think, again, it was a positive because 2018 was the first year we saw where there was the change in the tax code, and we didn't see as big of an increase. But I think this year we'll still see an increase.
Really?
Because, you see the economy is doing very well. You have about 158.5 million people employed. That's an all-time record. Wage inflation was up 3%. And historically, you have seen a correlation between the economy and charitable giving. Plus, last year, we kind of saw a tail off in the stock market going into the end of the year, which I think really hurt charitable giving. Right now, the stock market's up over 20% this year. I think people feel pretty good. I would not be surprised to see charitable giving again top that.
Okay, so people want to do it. They want to do it right. What are some tax-efficient ways to give to charity?
Of course, and this is a win-win situation in my opinion. Charities get more, and people don't love to pay taxes, so it helps save you a little bit on taxes. And the first one to look at is actually what we call clumping. It's where you put all your charitable donations, let's say for 5 years, into 1 year. That should get you above the standard deduction. Now you can itemize and take that deduction on your taxes for that year. Of course, you're not giving every single year, which some people don't like because they like to do that on an annual basis. But again, you get the tax benefit when you clump.
Wow.
There's
also donating appreciated stock. There's a lot of donation of time, volunteering, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, and the other thing to look at from it's called a qualified charitable distribution. That's where you have an IRA, and when you take money out of an IRA, it's taxable. But if you actually use a qualified charitable distribution, have to be over the age of 70 and a half, unfortunately. But if you do it this way, never recognize the taxable income, which is a huge benefit because it can save you in Medicare and Social Security in terms of those benefits. So that's a great option. And then you mentioned donating stock. This is my favorite thing to do at the end of the year. I like to donate to the Y Make-A-Wish Foundation. Contact those charities, say, how can I get you my appreciated stock? Big benefit here. You can, again, forgive the capital gains. And capital gains tax rates can be as high as 20%. So all that appreciation you had on that stock, it's forgiven. Plus, the market value of that stock counts as a contribution. So if you do itemize, that is still a benefit as well.
And if any of this is making your head hurt, That's why you call this guy, right?
Exactly.
But honestly, if it's confusing to you and you want to do it, you call a financial guy, you call your person.
Yeah, I mean,
and then they can kind of straighten it all out for you and hear what you want to do and make it work.
Yeah, because we have a financial planner at our office. I mean, he looks at all the tax
situations. This can be confusing.
Yeah, we want to do, because a lot of times people don't think about, I mean, gosh, when I was younger and growing up, you never think about things like this.
Right.
But donating stock, never think about it, but it's really such a great benefit because it helps you, helps the charity.
Especially when you consider the capital gains thing and all that. Okay, Chase, thank you so much. Great information this morning. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And Merry Christmas. I mean,
it's coming up. It's going to be here before we know.